This is the super painful story of how I lost $500,000 in crypto. Most people that lose money in the stock market or crypto market wouldn't make a video like this. But as you guys know that watch me regularly, I'm not ordinary. So today I'm sharing with you that said story. I don't think there's a perfect way to start this story, so here goes. Have you ever looked back at a decision and thought, only I had done this one thing differently, my life would be completely different? And I'm sure we all have had moments in time that is true. This is most certainly one of those moments. And what's most interesting is that if I just had done nothing, I would have $500,000 today. And yes, I have receipts of this. And what's most interesting of all, I lost this $500,000 not because I invested it in the wrong thing, but because I was too smart for my own good. So this is the joke that became an investment. You see, back in 2018, crypto was basically a lottery, a meme, a literal joke. It was kind of the thing you bought just for fun, and only a few people out there that were sure of the movement. Like, think of throwing a couple bucks at a lottery ticket or blowing it at the casino, hoping to strike it big. That's what crypto was like. And maybe that's what it's like today, but it was most certainly like that back then. And that's exactly what I did. I already owned Bitcoin at this point, but I decided, let's buy some Dogecoin. So in 2018, I bought some small amounts, nothing crazy. Then in 2019, I started buying a little bit more and a little bit more. And in 2020, I got even more serious, picking up Dogecoin here and there, playing around with small trades. At a certain point, I had bought over 500,000 Dogecoins. And at the time, Dogecoin was trading for fractions of a penny. In some cases, a couple of cents at most. And to me, it was fun because I was making money. And it also felt kind of stupid because I was making money off of this thing that was literally a meme. But I wasn't betting the whole farm on this. And yet it was making me tons of money. And between 2019 and 2020, I was flipping Dogecoin like clockwork. Buy low, sell high, take the profits, repeat. Sometimes I would be holding on to trades for a couple days, sometimes a couple hours. Regardless, every single trade was a winner. And every trade would net me a few $100s, sometimes more, sometimes less. And the whole thing just felt easy, like almost too easy. And I guess hindsight, it kind of was. Now, I look back on my trades and I had 0 losses, literally 0, which is kind of mind-boggling because I traded this thing at least 50 to 100 times, which again is unheard of, especially since I was basically day trading a meme token. And for me, I thought I was winning. I mean, it sure looked like I was, and I felt like my net worth was going up. So yeah, why not? Little did I know, Dogecoin I was trading, tossing aside for small short-term gains, was about to skyrocket. Not by 2x, not by 5x, by hundreds of times. Had I just held on to it, not even for decades, but just a few more years, that pile of Dogecoin would have been over $400,000, almost $500,000. And I have the receipts to prove it. And here are some of the receipts to prove it. And these are just some of the purchases I made of Dogecoin over the years. And honestly, this is probably the worst part because this isn't one of those stories where I heard about something and almost bought it. I wasn't one of those people saying, oh, I thought about buying Bitcoin at $100, or I almost bought Tesla stock in 2010. No, I actually had it. I owned it. I traded it. I made thousands of dollars from it. But had I just done nothing, had I just held on for a little longer, I'd be sitting on paid off house, or better yet, money that would be making me tens of thousands a year passively in the stock market. And that's the part that stings the most. It was right there in my hand. And what most people chase nowadays in the meme market is what I had the potential to do. Now, of course, don't get me wrong. During that time, I leveraged that asset and made more money in different stocks, different investments, but that's not the point. And since that day, I had some time to reflect. And here's the thing. At this point, I don't even see this whole thing as a mistake. And here's why. First, nobody saw Dogecoin getting pumped by the richest person in the world. Nobody expected it to hit 20 cents or 50 cents, or especially not 70 cents. It was the joke of jokes. And those that saw it hit 70 cents, many of those people thought it was going to hit $1, which means they likely didn't sell at the right time. You see, it's not about buying at the right time. It's also selling at the right time, which is impossible to do. Sure, you might get lucky, but with this, you had to get lucky twice on the buy and on the sell. And in fact, you actually had to get lucky more than twice because you had to not sell many a times and also not buy during certain times. Like maybe you wanted to buy at 50 cents, but this is after it already hit 70 because you thought it was going to go to $1, right? So there's a lot of factors here. And to just say, oh, I bought in and I sold at 70 cents. Yeah, that would be easy to do. Sure, that is also the potential of money that I could have earned. But in the same way, we couldn't predict Dogecoin would explode, also couldn't predict that a dozen other meme coins wouldn't. It's easy to look back and say, oh, I should have held, but hindsight is literally 2020. And at the end of the day, you have to remember that I wasn't losing. I was still profiting. Sure, I missed out on the massive payday, but I walked away with money in my pocket. And when you're trading, the goal is to actually just simply make a profit, not to perfectly time the top every time. The other thing that I had to consider is the what ifs. See, most people look at these what ifs and they feel depressed, or they feel upset, or they get frustrated, and then they stop doing the things that made them successful or help them find these opportunities. And if you spend your time looking back at those missed opportunities, chances, you'll miss the next one. You see, the people who got stuck thinking, I should have held on to Dogecoin, were probably the same ones who missed the next big crypto or stock that exploded and was right under their nose. They were just too busy feeling down. Remember, regret is a waste of time if you don't use it to move forward. And that leads me to the next reason, which is why it wasn't a mistake. At the end of the day, it was just gambling, not investing. Like seriously, let's be real, right? This is a meme token. What I was doing wasn't traditionally investing. It was gambling. I was making bets on a meme coin that had zero fundamentals at the time, even today, sort of. The fact that it took off was complete luck. And luck, unfortunately, isn't a strategy. If it was, I'm sure there'd be tons of people making way more money than they are right now. So yeah, I lost out on $500,000, but I walked away with something even more valuable: perspective. Perspective, and like the biggest lesson, if you believe in something, hold on to it. For me, I just never believed in Dogecoin as a long-term investment. It's not. But at the same time, don't waste your energy crying over missed opportunities, because the next one is always around the corner. And when it comes, you better be ready. Now tell me, be honest here, leave in the comments, have you ever sold something too soon? Just like me? And after letting me know, check out this video, because I think it will help you find more opportunities in the market, just like I have, on things that actually make a difference in the world and in our lives, rather than trying to buy the next meme coin.